Now, the 16th century, the Holland has appeared to be the dominant region in the maritime business. Now, in the previous part, we have discussed that Earth was not in the shape of a flat thing. It was discovered that it was a spherical ball in shape. Now, once as a movement of Columbus and Vasco da Gama has revealed that if you travel in the different directions, you are going to reach to different places but not to the same location. If you are in a flat surface, you start from any point, at the end of the time you reverse it and come to the same point. But when you are on a sphere, it takes a long time for us to come on around, or you may not reach the same locations, you may be missed in the other locations. But after the development of that, we came to know that Earth is not a flat. Earth is in the shape of a spherical ball or a big football shape. Now moving to the exact thing here. In 16th century, the Holland people became dominant on the maritime business, and they started to concentrate on the other aspects of what are necessary for us to do or to develop the things. In this meanwhile process, in them acquiring them for them the major amount of colonies or to discover new places, they got the concept of ideology. The father of Dutch, geographical father of Dutch, Mr. Gregardus Mercator, who studied exactly on the maps and gave the new direction for the maps. And he showed for us the different directions and the different locations. So the different directions, like if a sailor is moving from one place to another place, how to identify a place, how to recognize in which direction he is moving on. These ideologies are given for us by Mr. Mercator, and to find out the exact location which way we are moving on, this knowledge is given for us. And today, even today, except with some kind of distortions of the size and the distances, remaining most of the time we are using the Mercator's ideology in projecting the places. That's why it's called Mercator's projection. It is also known as Mercator's projection or prediction, which reveals for us about the movement of the ships or movement or traveling of the sailors, in which way they are moving on, in which way they are coming in. These are the different ideologies which have given for us the way and the output in the course of its formation of the maps. Now, we have seen in the earlier period onwards from the Sumerians, like it's 2600 years before onwards, we have the ideology of the maps, then moving on them on the tablets of mud, which they used to save as a record for their purpose, for the temple lands or for the other purposes. As the time moves on, the people started to generate idea of the sun, of the location of the sun, the time of the sun, elevation on the shade and all these things. Then later they discovered the longitudes and the longitudes and the latitudes as well. Then moving on to the concept here, as the time passed on, the people started to acquire knowledge about that by studying thoroughly on this. And Ptolemy, who was an excellent genius person, who drew the maps at that point of time through the exact mathematical calculations and predictions, revealed for us that through exact concentrations we can get a perfect idea on anything, and this has projected us clearly towards that kind of movement. And finally we could achieve that we are in the exact location, like with the contributions of the Dutch people like Gregardus Mercator, whose projections are even valid today also. We can move on to the projection. Now, how are the maps used now? What are the different kinds of maps we have? What is the atlas known as? What is an atlas exactly? We'll find out. Now, what is the purpose of drawing a map in the modern days? How did India map was drawn? What was the story behind drawing the India map? See, India was a country which was colonized by the Britishers for a long period of time. In the process of colonization, in order to know the location of the places, in order to find out the various local conditions of the places, in order to know the exact port areas or the ways of transport for the places, exactly the most main medium of transport during the olden days was, it's obviously the waterways. So the different ways of ports is necessary for us the knowledge to dump the soldiers or the necessary people to guard our own region. So in the process of colonialization and expansion of our territories, the Britishers were the first people to concentrate on the mapping of India. See, we need the exact location, the people, the area, the size of the area, the conditions of the people, the climatic condition of the region, the food habits of the region, the crops grown in that kind of region. All these information is necessary for us in our maps in order to locate whether we need to adopt that country or colonize that country or not. So in this process, the Britishers were the first people to draw the map of India. See, as per the historical evidences what we have, British started the Survey Authority of India in 18th century. And James Rennell was appointed as the Survey General of India. During his leadership, he drew the map of India. And later, we have many other studies which have been escalated on the interests of the people with the support of the government. That is the British government, obviously. See, in 1802, William Lambton, who took the initiatives to study about the heights of the places. See, in Chennai, he started the study. No, why only the Chennai? Why can't he start from Hyderabad or some other place? See, any location of any place can be done by starting from the sea level. So, as Chennai is in the port area, he started to study the locations of Chennai first, then he moved on to various other places, and later this survey was completed by Sir George Everest. So Sir George Everest was the team leader who led the entire team to conduct the surveys at various heights, various places, and finally reached to the Mount Everest region. And he was the one who discovered and declared that Mount Everest is the highest peak in India, or the highest peak in the world. In this kind of locations and strategies, on the respect and honor to him, we have dedicated the name Everest on behalf of his contributions for what he have done for us and discovered for us. So now the maps are not drawn only for the purpose of location of a place. In order to get the exact information of the people, those who are living there, in order to find out the exact way to reach there, in order to know the exact distance of part of the land location present there. There are various reasons for the maps. What are the various purposes the present day we are using the maps? We shall discuss it now.